each and every one of you gathered here today at Lagos Business School. Today marks a significant occasion as we welcome esteemed guests from across borders to engage in a profound dialogue on a topic of paramount importance, the digital economy. In particular, I extend a heartfelt welcome to His Excellency, Will Stevens, the Consul General of the United States to Nigeria, and his esteemed team. Your presence here today underscores the depth of collaboration and mutual respect between our nations. We are deeply honored by your presence and eagerly anticipate the insights and wisdom you will share with us. At Lagos Business School, we are steadfastly committed to fostering innovation, embracing change, and nurturing responsible leaders of tomorrow.
Economic agendas the United States has in economic development around the world, particularly in countries with vast natural resources, oil and gas. We often talk about diversifying the economy. They need to diversify their economy. Nigeria's economy, ICT accounts for 22% of Nigeria's GDP. So information communication technologies, the last numbers I have, which I think are from the fourth quarter of 2023, oil and gas accounted for less than 7% of your GDP. Now, when you're talking about exports, it's a different conversation and one that we continue to have, and that certainly has impacts on your macroeconomics and your monetary policy. But when you're talking about employment, when you're talking about diversification of your GDP, Nigeria is moving there and is moving there very, very quickly. And probably so quickly that you don't even realize it. Because whenever I tell visitors from Washington that statistic that ICT accounts for 3 times more than oil and gas, they just sort of, no, it doesn't. That's not true. Nigeria is an oil country. Well, it may be, but your technology companies, the work that you're doing on information and communications technology is light years ahead of where it was just 10 years ago, and is having a huge impact on the workforce and the global workforce.
My name is Suleiman Issa. I'm the Niger State Commissioner for Communications, Technology and Digital Economy. I'm very excited to be part of this by Lagos Business School, and it shows how LBS is going beyond Lagos to attract people from all over the country.
Structure that allows us all to succeed in the digital age. And I will tell you that Nigeria is doing quite well on digital infrastructure. You have some of the fastest internet in the continent, in Lagos, in Akwa Ibom now, that both Meta and Google have landed massive undersea cables. Unfortunately, it's faster to get a data packet from Lagos to Singapore than it is to get a data packet from Lagos to Kano. So that digital infrastructure, there's work to be done together on getting that data infrastructure built out into the rest of Nigeria to unleash the hundreds of millions of people that live not in Lagos. So digital infrastructure is absolutely critical, and that includes data warehousing, that includes the undersea cables, the high-speed internet, all the backbone things that unless you're an engineer, you probably don't necessarily understand, although I'm sure Dr. David West does understand it.
Very much. My name is Dr. Chukwuemeka Azinge. I'm a faculty here at the Lagos Business School in the Department of Strategy and Entrepreneurship. And I also direct the newly formed initiative here at Lagos Business School. That's the Lagos Business School Tech Leap Initiative, LBS-TLI. Now, naturally, having conversations around the digital economy is really pivotal at this time. The digital economy really just means how technology and data is beginning to drive economic activities. And then, hearing His Excellency, the U.S. Consul General to Nigeria, Will Stevens, talk about, advancements in the digital economy space in Nigeria and Africa gives us a lot of hope, because we not only want to navigate this, sphere successfully, but we want to thrive. And this talk today has given us direct pointers, especially in the area of partnerships, not what they can do for us, but what they can do with us. And it's very pivotal, and that's a step in the right direction.
Can you share with the audience some more about the YDEF program and why it's important that we ensure that women have equal representation in the digital economy?
Yeah, it is a key part of this administration's approach to economic development globally. But in particular, Vice President Harris, when she came to the continent, she made some commitments and is launching, we should be launching very shortly, YDEF and a few other initiatives to promote women in the digital economy and promote their involvement and harness, again, investment from the private sector, leverage that investment and ensure that it's focusing on bridging that gender divide in the digital space and ensuring that women are playing an equal role. And it's actually something I love about Nigeria. One more time, when I first came here, I went to this incredible WIMBIZ. I'm sure you're probably a member of WIMBIZ, right? The Women in Business Executives. And I was giving remarks, and I stood up and looking at all these senior leaders of American companies, and they're all being led by women. And I just thought, Nigeria does it right again.
But we need to also ensure that we do it right, but we also need to ensure that it's systematic.
That's right.
And it's not just happenstance in that sense.
Public Affairs Officer Julie McKay. Round of applause, please. And then after Julie, we would have the Deputy Political and Economic Chief, Kindness Hill. After Kindness, we'll have the EOL Specialist, Clemson Ayegbusi. EOL stands for Established Opinion Leaders Specialist. Ayodele Durodola. Okay.
Olayinka David West. I'm the Associate Dean and Professor of Information Systems at Lagos Business School. We just hosted a fireside chat with the Consul General of the United States, Mr. Will Stevens, and part of it was really talking about unlocking potential, especially within the digital economy, and how do we begin to build that capacity. And in 2022, the US had launched a Digital Transformation with Africa initiative, which is really a program that's looking at how do we enable Africa across 3 pillars. And the pillars are infrastructure, digital skills and talent, as well as the enabling environment and the business climate. So what we're trying to unpack is, again, in partnership and collaboration with Lagos Business School and other partners within the American Business Council and other institutions, how do we begin to foster that knowledge and development and ensuring that Nigeria can really produce the capacity that we can use to partake and deepen our digital economy infrastructure and services in general. Thank you.